In the heart of an ancient Indian kingdom, two jackals named Kalila and Dimna were the closest of friends. These two were not your ordinary run-of-the-mill jackals. They were wise, cunning, and highly respected among the animal kingdom. Their friendship was the stuff of legends, a bond seemingly unbreakable. In the lush, verdant landscape of this kingdom, Kalila and Dimna spent their days together, sharing stories and adventures. Their laughter echoed across the valley, and their camaraderie was infectious. They were a beacon of genuine friendship, their bond seeming to transcend the natural order. But beyond this idyllic setting, the kingdom was rife with intrigue and power struggles. The lions roared in their grandeur, the elephants trumpeted their might, and the monkeys chattered in their mischief. Yet, amidst all this, the two jackals, with their sharp minds and quick wit, held their own. As the sun set each day, they would perch atop a hill, looking over their kingdom, their hearts filled with a sense of belonging and contentment. Yet beneath this serene exterior, a storm was brewing. Unbeknownst to Kalila, Dimna was harboring a secret that threatened to shatter their friendship and plunge their world into chaos. Dimna, the more ambitious of the two, yearned for more. His heart was filled with a desire for power and influence that went beyond the simple pleasures of their current life. He wanted to be more than just a jackal. He wanted to be a king. And in his thirst for power, he was willing to betray the one who had been by his side through thick and thin. As the moon took its place in the sky, casting long shadows across the land, Dimna wrestled with his thoughts. His heart was heavy with guilt, yet his ambition was a force too powerful to resist. His decision was made. The wheels of betrayal were set in motion. The friendship that was once a beacon of hope was about to be tested in the most unimaginable way. Little did they know, their lives were about to take a dramatic turn. Despite their friendship, Dimna harbored a dangerous ambition. Imagine a fire of desire, fueled by a thirst for power, lurking within someone as seemingly harmless as Dimna. He was not just another jackal, but a crafty creature, one with a plan so devious it would disrupt the harmony of the animal kingdom. Dimna yearned for influence, for a position close to the king, for the power that came with it. But Shanzabe, the king's most trusted bull, stood in his way. How could Dimna possibly ascend while Shanzabe held the king's ear? It was a question that began to consume him, a puzzle he was determined to solve. Now, Dimna was no ordinary jackal. He was sly, cunning, and had a knack for manipulation. His plan was as simple as it was wicked. He would exploit the king's trust in him and plant seeds of doubt about Shanzabe. He would turn the king against his most loyal subject, his confidant, his friend. Dimna knew that the king held Shanzabe in high regard. To break their bond, he would need to craft a tale so believable, so convincing it would shake the king's faith in Shanzabe. He would spin a web of lies, painting Shanzabe as a traitor plotting against the king. Yes, it was a dangerous game, but Dimna was willing to play it for the promise of power. In this game of power and deceit, Dimna was a master chess player. He knew every move, every counter-move. He knew how to play on the king's fears and insecurities. He knew how to manipulate the situation to his advantage. He was ready to set the wheels in motion. His plan was set. His determination was unwavering. And with a wicked glint in his eye and a sly smile on his face, Dimna set out to execute his devious plot. His actions were not driven by malice or hatred, but by ambition, a dangerous ambition that blinded him to the consequences of his actions. And so the seeds of discord were sown. As the king's suspicion grew, Shanzabe found himself in an increasingly precarious position. In the heart of the palace, a tale of deceit and treachery was unfolding, its repercussions echoing through the grand corridors. Shanzabe, once a trusted confidant of the king, was now viewed with suspicion. His once bright future was now clouded by doubt and uncertainty. A dark shadow was cast over his reputation, his honor questioned, his loyalty doubted. The seeds of mistrust, carefully planted by Dimna, had taken root and were now thriving, choking the life out of Shanzabe's standing in the court. Dimna, the cunning fox, watched from the sidelines, his plot unfurling just as he had planned. The king's faith in Shanzabe waned with each passing day, his trust eroded by the whispers of deceit that Dimna had so skillfully woven. The stage was set, the players in their places, and the game of manipulation was in full swing. In the midst of this turmoil, Shanzabe found himself powerless, caught in the web of deceit spun by Dimna. His pleas for innocence fell on deaf ears, his attempts to clear his name proving futile. He was a pawn in a game he didn't even know he was playing. a victim of a plot he had no hand in devising. As the days turned into weeks, Shanzabe's position at court deteriorated further. His once vibrant presence was now a mere shadow, his voice silenced, his influence diminished. The court, once his sanctuary, had become his prison, the king's favor a distant memory. And then came the final blow, the endgame of Dimna's devious plan. Accused of a crime he did not commit, Shanzabe was banished from the court, his name tarnished, his honor lost. He was left to bear the brunt of Dimna's treachery, his life a testament to the destructive power of manipulation and mistrust. In the end, Shanzabe paid the ultimate price for a crime he did not commit. His fall from grace serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of deceit, of the damage that can be wrought by the unchecked ambition of the cunning and the unscrupulous. In the aftermath of Shanzabe's demise, the truth began to unravel. The kingdom was shrouded in a hush, a silence that bore the weight of a heavy secret. The demise of Shanzabe had left a gaping void, and in the wake of his absence, whispers of deceit began to echo. The truth, as it so often does, found a way to surface. Dimna's treachery, his devious plot that had led to Shanzabe's downfall, was revealed to the king and the unsuspecting animals. The revelation was like a storm, leaving everyone reeling in its wake. The king was aghast, his trust shattered by the betrayal of one he had held close. The animals, who had lived in harmony under Shanzabe's just rule, felt a deep sense of loss and betrayal. They had lost not just their leader, but their faith in the integrity of their community. But perhaps the most deeply affected was Kalila, Dimna's own brother and friend. Kalila, who had always believed in Dimna's good nature, was left devastated. His heart ached as he grappled with the harsh reality of his brother's treachery. His trust, once unshakable, was now fractured, and the pain of betrayal stung sharper than any physical wound. Yet, even in the midst of this tumultuous revelation, an eerie calm descended upon Dimna. He had played his part, spun his web of deceit, and now there was nothing left to do but face the consequences of his actions. His ambition, once a roaring fire, was now but dying embers in the face of his impending doom. As the reality of his deeds set in, Dimna was left with a bitter taste of regret. His ambition had blinded him, led him down a path of deceit and betrayal. And now, as he stood at the precipice of his downfall, he realized the true cost of his actions. Dimna's ambition had cost him everything. As the dust settled, the animals were left to pick up the pieces. This tale, as old as time itself, serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of deceit and unchecked ambition. The story of Kalila and Dimna cautions us about the perils of manipulation, showing us that the pursuit of power, when devoid of integrity, can lead to downfall. In the intricate dance of life, trust and friendship are the harmonious melodies that sustain us. Yet, when such bonds are tainted with treachery, the music turns discordant and the dance descends into chaos. The animals learned this the hard way, their lives forever altered by the cunning schemes of Kalila and Dimna. So let us take a moment to reflect on the lessons embedded in this timeless tale. Let us value the bonds we share and tread cautiously on the path of ambition. For as we've learned, in the game of power and deceit, no one truly wins.